Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. This recording will talk about the high leverage practices presentation. I'm just going to call it HLP, the presentation that you'll post into the discussion board, and then also just the response. But that one's, pretty easy. So just up front, you will post it as a YouTube link into Blackboard, into the discussion board so that other people in the class can watch your presentation and make a response. If you took Education 762 with me, you know how to do this YouTube link. If you did not take that class with me, or if you don't know how to post something as a YouTube link, just Google it, and it's pretty easy. That's how I have to save my videos now. Okay, so this assignment, I tried to change it again a little bit this semester. So on paper, I think it's a little confusing, but I hope it won't be as I start talking about it. So what you're going to do, you can work with a partner or a small group, of course. I know there are a couple of you, I think there's a group of 3 that really like to work together, and a couple partnerships that have formed. So keep that up. That is great. And what you're going to do, you're going to choose 5 high leverage practices and videos, okay, from the options on Blackboard. One of the videos must include this video right here, clarifying, and I'll show you where all this is, just hold on, clarifying the relationship between HLPs and EBPs. If you did take Education 762, hopefully you remember that EBP stands for evidence-based practices. If you did not take 762, don't worry, I'm going to show you a document that might help you out. So this is one of the videos that you must watch. Again, I'll walk you through the videos in a second. So there are some videos that you can access for some of the practices. So these practices, these HLPs, if you think back to that, the video, my presentation that you watched for the task, the guided notes presentation, I mentioned the high leverage practices, right? I said there are 22 high leverage practices, and I gave an example of, I think, 3 or 4. So there are 22 total practices, and you're only going to choose 5 of them, and really only 4 because this one is a must watch, okay? So then you're going to choose the videos, and so this, it says there are videos you can access for some of the practices. I want you to choose only practices that have videos to correspond with the practices. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. Some of the practices of the 22 of them, they don't have videos, but I specifically want you to choose practices with videos. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You're going to choose 4, because here's one, right? You're going to choose 4 other HLPs, 4 other practices, along with the videos that go with them. Okay. So then all you're going to do, you're just going to summarize the practice, the video. You might say this is HLP number 2 or whatever. You're going to tell me the number of the high leverage practice, the name of the high leverage practice, a summary of what you saw in the video, and then discuss how you would implement these high leverage practices in, ideally a mathematics, special ed classroom, but it really could be, just kind of a special ed classroom. I would like to throw in the math also, but, I am being a little flexible as well. And then again, you will submit that as a presentation as a YouTube link into Blackboard. Okay. And then the response, you all know how to do that. Just, you have to work individually for that. You'll watch one of your classmates' presentations or one group's, and then just do a response into the discussion board. So I'm not going to spend too much time with that because I want to get back to the high leverage practices. So you can, from the syllabus, you can click right here, and that will take you to this specific video, but I also want to show you what is on Blackboard. So on Blackboard, under the assignments tab, it says, and I have to open it, so it will be open by the time you watch this. It says high leverage practices, HLP presentation assignment. All right, so you'll click on it, and here's the first document. So this is just the high leverage practices in special ed PDF. You're going to click on it, and I have 20,000 things open on my computer here at the bottom. Okay, so it divides it up into collaboration. Okay, there's HLP 1, HLP 2, 3. Okay, then assessment. Here's our HLP 4, 5, 6. Okay, social, emotional, and behavioral practices. Here's HLP 7, 8, 9, 10. And then instruction. We have 11, 12, 13, 14. So here's what I mean. HLP 14, teach cognitive and metacognitive strategies to support learning and independence. 15, there's a lot for instruction. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so read through this first just so you get an idea of what these HLPs are. Okay, clearly there's a lot more in instruction, because that's pretty important. But then also you want to think about social, emotional, what do they call it? Social, emotional, behavioral practices, assessment practices, and I know I'm going upside down or backwards, but that's okay. Y'all are smart. You can handle it. And collaboration. All right, so that's the first document. And then what I want you to do is I want you to click here, okay? High leverage practices in special education. So this is a great resource. This is why I'm introducing you to some of these things. Same like the IRIS modules. There's so many great free resources out there. So you want to click here and it's going to take you right to this. And this website is just highleveragepractices.org. Okay, so in case you get lost, highleveragepractices.org. And there's a lot on here. I actually just found one. I'm teaching a new class this summer, early childhood special ed, and I just found one about Division for Early Childhood recommended practices. So that was fun for me. All right, so up here, there are some different tabs: Explore HLPs, Find Resources, and Access Videos. So you can find that, remember that first video I talked about clarifying the relationship between high leverage practices and evidence-based practices? You can find that, and it's my computer apparently is very sensitive. So there's that first video. However, what I want you to do first though, is if you did not take Education 762, or you're still kind of like, I'm not really sure what evidence-based practices are, go right here. Okay, so it's under Explore HLPs. Oh, see, my touchpad is very sensitive. And then a promising partnership, high leverage practices and evidence-based practices, a promising pair. Yes, that is a mouthful. Try saying it 5 times fast. But that will take you to this article. There is a PDF you can download, and it really kind of sets up the relationship. Okay, high leverage practices. What are they and why are they important? Specialized practices, HLP for education, for special ed, right? We talked about collaboration, assessment, social, emotional, behavioral support, and instruction. All right, so those are those HLPs for special ed. And then here's some high leverage practices from Teaching Works, and then high leverage practices in special ed and kind of how they relate. And then come down here, evidence-based practices. What are they and why are they important? Right. So especially if you have not taken 762, I want you to take a few minutes and read this this article. It won't take you too long. It's not that long. And then HLPs and EBPs, a promising pair. So really thinking about pairing high leverage practices with evidence-based practices, especially for your students with disabilities, and especially in math, because you all know, as you're getting out into your classrooms, if you're taking Education 764, some of these kiddos, they struggle with math, right? So let's think about what we can do, what we can change in our behaviors, using these high leverage practices, using these evidence-based practices to improve their learning. So here's an example. Okay, so just take a few minutes, read through this. This does not count as your video. This is just kind of extra, okay? I want you to take just a few minutes. I mean, literally, it's what, 3-4 pages? So you're going to read through that first, and then, okay, under either Explore HLPs or under Access Videos is how you can get to clarifying the relationship between HLPs and EBPs. So here's your first video. You're going to watch this video. Okay, and again, you don't need to worry about citing the videos or anything. Don't worry about that. Some of them will give specific citations. Don't worry about it. I know where they came from, so don't worry about where it says the citation. You don't have to worry anything about that. Okay, I know where you're getting it from. So you're going to watch this video first. Okay, then you're also going to go under here for Access Videos. All right, so under Access Videos, you see all these different videos, right? HLP 7, HLPs 8 and 22, HLP 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 20. And so that's, I counted them before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 videos right there, not counting this one, right? Because this is a must. So there are 10 videos right here from which you can choose. But then there are also, so last year, right, kind of when all the, about a year ago, actually, when all the schools shut down and everything started going crazy in the country, Michael Kennedy, I believe he's at UVA now, he put together all these unedited clips. So these are very perfect to watch. They're just not as kind of fancy as these ones. He really edited and made these ones kind of fancy. but there's some great content here, and let me show you why you might like some of these videos. So look at this, small group math lesson, full group math lesson. Oh, look at that, high school whole group math lesson. So science, elementary math lesson. I think there is one, and it might be this one, 11. I think it's, somebody told me last semester that it was the same as another video. I haven't looked through every single one of these videos, but you know, if you find one that's the same, just don't do it. Obviously, choose another one. Look at this one, middle school co-taught math lesson, right? So upper elementary large and then small group math lesson. There are some great ones. Online high school, what? Explicit strategy instruction lessons. Some of you are probably dealing with online 4th grade, online 2nd grade. So think about these. So it just says, you know, don't laugh at the people because we kind of threw them together. But so you just click on play.
Hi everyone, my name is Michael Kennedy from the University of Virginia. I'm the producer of the
Okay, so it goes right into, let me see, let me try to fast forward a little bit.
Just like that, all right? Last year you really focused on...
Okay, so oh my gosh, y'all, you are not even going to believe this. I just paused my recording and I meant to pause the video that I was showing you. Oopsie. So I'm going to try to recreate what I just said. Okay, so I apologize if I am double saying something because, again, I can't remember where it paused. So anyway, so you must do this one, right? Clarifying the relationship between HLPs and EBPs. So that's one of your 5. Then if you go under here, under access videos, there are 10 here. We just counted, right? These are 10, or there are 10 here. And then in the unedited ones, there are 1, 2, oh, wait, hold on. He already numbered for me. That is so handy. There are 16 of the unedited ones. The unedited ones are just as good as the other kind of fancier ones. They're just not edited, right? So it was kind of a one take. Let's get these videos out there to help support, you know, teachers as the world was transitioning to online learning. So that's why he kind of got them out pretty quickly, but they are just as good as the other ones. And there are so many opportunities or so many options here about math. I'm not going to specifically say you have to choose just math lessons, but given that this is a math methods course, I would strongly recommend choosing the math videos, and there are plenty from which to choose. Okay, so between the 16 videos here and then the 10 videos here, not counting the clarifying one, the 10 videos here, there are 26 videos, right? And you only have to choose 4. To, again, give me the title, HLP number 7, excuse me, the number, HLP number 7, give me the title, establish a consistent, organized, and respectful learning environment, and then summarize both the practice that we saw in that, you know, in the document. Let me see if I still have it open. So summarize the practice. What did I say? It was HLP number 7. One moment, please. Just a moment, just a moment, just a moment. There we go. So summarize what you see here in the document, and then also summarize what you see in the video that goes along with HLP 7. Okay, so you can present it any way you want. You can do a PowerPoint. You know, you have to have sound. Of course, you have to have your voice and or your group members' voices. You could do a recorded Zoom, PowerPoint, Prezi, whatever works for all of you. So again, remember, you're just going to summarize. You're going to summarize 5 total, and one of them must be this high leverage practices one, and then the other 4 of your choice. Okay, so the practices and the videos. Again, I would recommend strongly that you look at the math videos because I think there's some really great ideas in those math videos. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I know this one, I do know that it's kind of a lot of stuff in this assignment, but I think it ends up being a really fun assignment, and people last semester said they really liked it and it was really relevant to them. Okay, so remember, here's a document you want to read about the HLPs and HLP practices or HLPs and evidence-based practices. Here's the very first video that you must watch. Remember, that's under Explore HLPs. And then you can also, you go to Access Videos, and this is the exact same video, right? Clarifying the relationship. You only need to watch it once. And then you're going to choose from these videos or from these videos and or from those videos to come up with 4 other ones in addition to this. Okay, just again, just remember to make sure to tell me the name, the number, and the name so that I can follow along. All right, and that's due in a few weeks, and then make sure you post it as a YouTube link, and then your response is due the week after. Okay, have a good day.